Welcome back, Nerd Squad. My name is Rory Destroya, and this is Top 10 Nerd. Colossus of the X-Men is a Russian mutant whose body may be hard, but his heart is soft. Since he debuted in 1975, he's been placed on Wizard's top 200 comic book characters of all time at number 184, and IGN's top 25 X-Men at number 10. So let's take a look at the top 10 Colossus surprising facts. In the number 10 spot, we have his creation. This is actually a pretty basic story, but I always love to know what sparked the creation of our characters. Roy Thomas, in charge of Giant Size X-Men number 1, wanted his creative team to brainstorm some new character concepts. And artist Dave Cockrum decided, hey, you know it'd be a pretty good idea? A strong guy. So, in his words, he drew a strong guy. And he was pretty much accepted on the spot. When someone tells you your character isn't unique enough, tell them this story. Coming in at number 9, he's related to Grigory Rasputin. Grigory Rasputin, being Colossus' great-grandpa, was revealed in the story arc of Colossus' bloodline. For those of you who haven't brushed up on their Russian history, aka me, Rasputin was a self-proclaimed holy man who got close to Tsar Nicholas II and hence had a huge influence over the country. He's held responsible in part for the Russian Revolution and fall of the Romanov dynasty. And here he was, trying to come back to life through a deal with Mr. Sinister. Guy is always up to no good. Next at number 8 is his favorite singer. It is revealed in Cable and X-Force number 19 that Colossus is a big fan of Neil Diamond. If you don't know him, your parents certainly will. He is one of the world's best-selling artists. You probably heard the song Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline. Anyway, this is an easy fact to miss if you haven't picked up this particular book, but is it not fun to know what kind of music your favorite heroes listen to? I mean, I would read a comic just on that. In the number 7 spot, he dated a teenager. Colossus has had a pretty well-known relationship with fellow X-Men member Kitty Pryde, but there's one thing people missed when the two became interested in one another. Colossus was 19, Kitty was 13. Yeah, there's a problem there. Editor-in-chief Jim Shooter had to step in and stop that romance from blossoming until later. Then when they finally got together, it was so great that she phased through the floor, so it obviously was worth the wait. Coming in at number 6 is his metal form's needs, namely, there really aren't any. When Colossus shifts into his metallic form, he doesn't need to eat, he doesn't need to drink, he doesn't even need to breathe. He has been shown in this form for several days in a row without food or water, and he has the capability to remain underwater for huge lengths of time. Although what's a life without eating, am I right? May as well be dead. Next up at number 5 is his demon form. There are several occasions when Colossus became an avatar of Sidorak, even becoming imbued with the powers of the Juggernaut. It is interesting to note, however, that out of all the avatars, he is the only one to present in a demon form, complete with scales and spikes and wings. This is later revealed to be because Colossus was one of Sidorak's favorite avatars in thousands of years. I guess he should be flattered. Up next in number 4 is his religious affiliation. Because he was raised in the Soviet Union, Colossus has been raised as an atheist. For those of you who don't know what atheism is, it's the disbelief or lack of belief in a god. In comics, he can be seen frequently stating this religious, or more accurately, unreligious stance, and how it oftentimes separates him from those of different faith. Like I always say, representation is good and needed more in comic books. In the number 3 spot, he's had a threesome, and the poor guy, he really didn't want it. Early on, he made a trip to Savage Land. Conveniently at the time, a tribe was being attacked by a T-Rex. He defeats the creature, and in gratitude, 2 females offer him this new experience, saying it's the traditional way to honor the 3rd woman who didn't survive the fight. The woman took advantage of him, and one of them, Naril, ended up pregnant with his son Peter. So there's another comic book dad who didn't even get a chance to be a dad, and I feel like it would have been a pretty good one. Coming in at number 2, he was gay for a bit. A forced threesome could do that to you. When the Ultimate X-Men were revealed, many of the characters underwent some pretty big changes. Colossus was a member of the Russian Mafia who would then join the X-Men, but the biggest change was which team he played for. In his universe, he was gay, and his father was ashamed of his relationship with another boy. He later went on to date North Star, even being asked to be his homecoming dance date. And finally, in the number 1 spot, he became the Tsar of Russia. In the alternate universe of Earth X, Colossus was placed in charge of Russia to help govern the people affected by the Terrigen Mist. He was a pretty darn good Tsar too. Russia soon became one of the leading exporters of grain to the rest of the world. Interestingly enough, he had an aide known as Black Widow, who was named Natasha, but it was not Natasha Romanoff that we know as Black Widow. Thanks for the confusion, Marvel. So those were the top 10 surprising Colossus facts. Let me know in the comment section down below who you want facts on next. My name's Rory Destroya, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another nerdy list.